What's going on YouTube? I want to talk real quick about classifiers. Had a unique experience where I shot the same classifier twice, a couple months apart here recently, and I was surprised at the difference. Now, a couple things have happened. Now, I'm going to roll a video where I've got both hat cameras on top of each other. But the first one, which is the top one in the video, I shot that on 29 March. If you're a USPSA fan, you know that on 1 April they changed the classifier, so I'll go over that here after we watch the video. And then the other thing that happened in there, I had arm surgery, so I was out on dry fire for a while, which is really kind of weird because before this I was dry firing solely pistol. I was doing a lot of stand and shoot. I was using my Steve Anderson book, just a lot of stand, deliver, dry fire, working on fundamental skills. This summer I really have not been. I do pistol every day, but not every day. I was doing pistol every day when I shot this. I had actually taken a week off after multi-gun nationals, but to build up for multi-gun nationals, I'd do some pistol work, and then I would have either rifle or shotgun out there with it. I'd kind of go back and forth, 10-15 reps with one, 10-15 reps with the other. And I had very few all pistol days. I even had a couple days where I didn't touch pistol and I just did rifle shotgun. So dry fire has changed a lot. The other thing I've done a lot different in dry fire is I stopped doing so much stand and deliver, and I do a lot more movement in my dry fire to work on those skills while moving, which is interesting. Again, this is a stand and deliver stage. So this is Madness, right? So if you're not familiar with Madness, it is a 14-round classifier. You have 7 pieces of paper, 4 no shoots. The closer you get to the middle, the narrower the available shooting area gets, and then it expands as you go back out. The course of fire, I don't have the thing in front of me, but standing in box, draw, put 1 round in each target, freestyle, both hands, conduct mandatory reload, conduct 1 round in each target, put 1 round in each target, freestyle, both hands. All right, so that's the course of fire. We're going to hit play on this. Again, I've got it up here, so I'm going to watch it. It's 15 seconds long, so it doesn't take a super long time to watch. So I'm going to not talk and just hit play. All right, little technical difficulties. Here we go. Okay, the right one is the most recent. So quicker to the reload. All right, so the difference in those runs. All right, so the left one, 29 March, overall time was 10.99 seconds. I had 11 alphas, 3 Charlies. That gave me a hit factor of 5.8235. All right, so in March, that was a 56.3550% for Charlie. If I had shot that after April 1st, it would have been a 60.79%. But what's in the USPSA is the 56 number. All right. August 3rd, I really didn't shoot it that different. I dropped 0.45 seconds and I shot 2 more alphas. All right. So I had a hit factor of, let me give it to you in the same order. Yeah, had a hit factor of 6.4516. 13 alphas, 1 Charlie. The Charlie was the second one in from the left. I think I dropped it coming off. I was trying to go fast, and I put too much input into the gun. And I shot it in 10.54 seconds. So 0.45 seconds faster and added 2 alphas. Raised the hit factor quite a bit. Actually raised the hit factor by about 0.6, which in USPSA is a 11% difference, but in reality, if it was to be done today, it would be a 6.5% difference. So that's it, right? Half a second, 2 alphas is the difference. That's tight. That's tight on a classifier. I don't know how to go back and put times on it and stuff, but I did look at the timer after this because I wanted to look at my draw time and I wanted to look at my reload time, things I really have been working on. When I dry fire, I can usually get to a presentation in 0.6, 0.7, which is good enough for my goals. Reloads, if I haven't been practicing them from presentation to presentation, 1.1, 1.2 If I'm really practicing hard, I can sometimes get a 1 or a 0.9, but I definitely can't do that repeatedly. Anyways, on August 3rd, and I don't have the exact times because we didn't use the cool timers. My draw to first shot was like around 1.8, and then my reload was like 1.9. I might have those backwards, but that was what it was. We'll call it 2 seconds, right? 2 second draw and a 2 second reload. Not super competitive by USPSA standards. That's something I got to work on. I can get the gun out of the holster. Like I said, I can get that gun out of the holster and present it fast. It's the mind connection to the trigger to pull the trigger. That's for whatever reason I struggle with that. Maybe next year I'll go see Joel Parker, Bedstaker. They can help me with that. Or maybe Joey Fairwell will help me with it in December. Anyway, so what does faster look like? So that's a B class shooter, right? B class shooter. That's what a run looks like. That's competitive. That will shoot 90% of the U.S. Army, and probably a large percentage of law enforcement officers out there if they just went and shot it. But to be master, so I was like, you go in there and play with this stuff. If I took a second off the draw and a second off the reload, I took 2 seconds off the overall time, what would that look like? Well, that would be I put that at 8.5 seconds. And if I was good enough to do that, I would be good enough to shoot that other alpha, right? So I gave myself 70 points in 8.5 seconds. That is a hit factor of 8.2353, which would be just into master. So 85.97% would be just into master. I think it's a good goal for me on that, right? Is get that down around between 8 and 9 seconds if I ever shoot it again. I'm not a master actor. I don't have control over that. But that just shows you how fast you have to be. At least that's according to the USPSA app. And then how do you get faster after that? For me, it's the transitions. I think just kind of scanning through the timer, most of those transitions were 0.5, 0.6. You've got 12 transitions. If you take those down to 0.2s and 0.3s, times 12 transitions, there's another 2 seconds there, right? So now you're talking about a GM level run, right? So you're probably down around 6 seconds. I'm not going to do the math on that calculator, but I would guess that's what you've got to do is have a 1 second draw, 1 second reload, and probably 0.3 splits is probably about where the GM standard is. So, yeah, that's the difference between them and me. Like Eleanor Roosevelt said, hot, nasty, badass speed or something like that. Anyways, it's the first time I've had the ability to kind of compare myself on two classifiers. So I thought it was fun and I thought I'd share it. All right, YouTube. Look at that, 2 videos in one day under 10 minutes. You guys have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.